Meet 35-year-old Michael Wars, a man who believed he could outsmart the police during a simple traffic stop. But his nervous tics told a different story, and what officers uncovered inside his car was far more shocking than anyone expected.
Now you're making me nervous, dude.
Actually, you have the generate cool. What's the problem?
Dude, all you have to do is get out of the...
On October 9th, 2024, officers from the Joliet Police Department were patrolling the streets when they spotted a black Chevrolet Suburban with suspicious window tint. Little did they know, they were about to uncover one of their biggest drug seizures of the year. Michael Wars, and his reaction to being pulled over immediately raised red flags for these experienced officers. Let's watch how this all started. The officers pulled over Wars for two simple violations: failure to signal and illegal window tint. Seems pretty straightforward, right? Well, watch what happens when they approach the vehicle.
How you doing, sir?
Hey, what's going on? License insurance? A couple things. Your tinted windows are a little bit too dark.
Okay.
And then your turn signal back over here, turning into the Motel 6 here. You got to use it 100 feet before the turn.
Notice how the officer is being completely professional. He explains exactly why Wars was pulled over: the dark window tint and failure to signal before turning into a Motel 6. These are basic traffic violations that usually result in a quick ticket, and you're on your way. But here's where things get interesting. Watch Wars' body language and listen to his responses.
Where are you headed to right now?
I was gonna turn it around, go to the mall.
Yeah? Where are you going? What store?
Just
Just the mall?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you catch that? When asked where he's going, Wars gives a vague answer. Just a mall. Then, when pressed about which store, he becomes even more vague. This is exactly the kind of behavior that makes officers suspicious. Now watch what happens when the officer asks for insurance.
You know what? This is a new phone.
Okay.
I don't have the app. I could download it real quick.
You got a paper copy or anything in the car?
I don't, boss. I don't. I just got out of work.
All right. This your current address and everything like that?
Wars claims his phone is new and he doesn't have the insurance app. He says he just got out of work, but notice how he's struggling to provide basic documentation. The officer is being patient, but you can see this is taking longer than a normal traffic stop.
I know what's that? Is that a moving violation for the turn signal?
Yeah, it is. I mean, you got tints too. That's not. I don't know. We'll see what we got.
Just roll this up a little bit.
No, it's dark. I know it's gonna be fine.
Here, the officer is checking the window tint with his equipment. The reading comes back illegal, too dark for Illinois standards. So now we have two clear violations: failure to signal and illegal tint. This is where Wars' behavior really starts raising red flags. Watch how he responds when the officer mentions his nervousness.
45 minutes.
Mike, you're a little nervous and shaking, man. I know some people get nervous. You got anything in the car or anything
No,
like
I
that?
don't,
No?
officer.
All right. I got a backup. Just came by. He's got a canine, so he's gonna walk his dog real quick. All
That's
right.
fine.
All right, man.
The officer notices Wars is visibly nervous and shaking. This is significant because experienced officers know that extreme nervousness during a routine traffic stop often indicates someone is hiding something. The mention of a canine unit clearly makes Wars even more uncomfortable. Here comes the critical moment. The officer asks Wars to step out of the vehicle.
I'm gonna have you step out of the car so he can.
I don't feel like stepping out of the car, officer.
Okay, well, I'm gonna have you. It's Illinois Supreme Court says if an officer asks you to step out, you gotta step out of the car.
I don't.
Here's the thing, too. You have no proof of insurance.
I do, officer.
Just
Let me-
listen.
let
Let
me-
me talk. Let me talk.
And there it is. Wars refuses to step out. This is a huge red flag. The officer explains that Illinois Supreme Court precedent allows officers to order drivers out of vehicles during traffic stops. This is basic law enforcement procedure. Watch how the officer handles this professionally.
Put your phone down for a minute and listen to me. In the city of Joliet, if you don't have proof of insurance, it's also a tollable offense, all right? So I'm going to ask you again to step out of the vehicle, all right? I don't want to have to arrest you for obstructing.
The officer is trying to de-escalate while explaining the law. He even mentions that if it's just a small amount of marijuana, it's not a big deal. He's giving Wars every opportunity to cooperate, but notice how Wars continues to refuse.
If you have something little in the car, a little weed,
I don't,
I
have
don't care
anything
about.
in the car.
Okay, very
I'm
good
not
then.
stepping out of the car, officer.
Okay. Then,
I don't want to step out of the car.
then you're
I
going to
do
be
have
under arrest.
insurance.
Then you're going to be under arrest for obstructing.
I'm not a instructor.
What's your name?
Michael.
This is the point of no return. When you refuse a lawful order from a police officer during a traffic stop, you're committing the crime of obstruction. The officer clearly warns Wars about this.
No, I hear you.
Okay? There's laws, okay? I gave you the laws.
Okay, you got somebody behind you.
For a signal, you guys are doing this?
Wars tries to argue the law, mentioning Pennsylvania versus something, but he's wrong. The officer has already explained that Illinois law allows this, and the U.S. Supreme Court case Pennsylvania versus Mims actually supports the officer's authority to order drivers out of vehicles. After multiple warnings, the officer has no choice but to physically remove Wars from the vehicle.
All right. I'm going to pull you out. We're going to pull you out, and then you're going down for obstructing. So if you have nothing in the car, all right, then you're on your way. Maybe you get a ticket. You don't get out of the car, then you're going to be going down for obstructing.
The officer gives one final warning. Cooperate now, and maybe just get a ticket, or continue resisting and face obstruction charges. Wars made his choice.
Now you're making me nervous, dude.
Actually, you have the genuine food on. What's the problem?
Dude, all you have to do is get out of the...
This is the moment we heard at the beginning. Wars finally says the officer is making him nervous. But think about this logically. If you have nothing to hide, why refuse to step out for a simple traffic stop? The officer's response is perfect. If you have nothing in the car, then you have nothing to worry about.
All right, man.
Well, it makes us think when somebody's saying they're not going to get out of the car, they're on some other
You have
stuff.
anything on you?
You understand that, right? It doesn't make any sense.
The officer explains the obvious. When someone refuses to get out of their car during a routine traffic stop, it strongly suggests they're hiding something. This is basic common sense that any reasonable person would understand. With Wars now in handcuffs, the officers can conduct their investigation. A canine unit is called in to perform an open-air sniff around the vehicle.
So an unmarked pulled me over for a traffic violation?
While waiting for the drug dog, the officers continue gathering information. Watch this interesting exchange. Wars is still trying to find fault with the stop, but the officer explains that they conduct a lot of enforcement in this area. The stop was completely legitimate.
Is this your current address right here?
I'm homeless right now.
You're homeless.
Yeah.
I asked you in the car, you said this was your your current address.
That's my last address.
Here's another red flag. Wars initially said the address on his license was current, but now admits he's homeless. This type of inconsistency in statements is exactly what officers look for in determining credibility.
Center console, there's a bag on the passenger seat. Okay. Grab some gloves real quick. Staying here with him?
Yeah.
The officers begin cataloging what they see in plain view. There's a bag on the passenger seat that will need to be searched. Everything is being documented properly. This is where the story takes a dramatic turn. The officers begin their search, and what they find is absolutely staggering.
Yeah, man, I've been doing this for a while, all right, man? I know my law.
Hey, sir, you're an unmarked car.
Go ahead, bro.
I bet you do know the law.
You guys pulled over somewhere?
Even the experienced officer is impressed by what they're finding. He mentions he's been doing this job for a while, and clearly this is a significant discovery. The search reveals an astonishing amount of illegal drugs. We're talking about cocaine and fentanyl in quantities that suggest this wasn't for personal use. This was clearly intended to distribute. This transforms what started as a minor traffic violation into a major felony drug bust. With such a significant discovery, Wars is now facing serious federal charges. Watch as the officer reads him his Miranda rights.
Can you say Ken will be used against you in a court of law? You have the right to talk to a lawyer and have him or her present with you. You're being questioned. If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, one will be appointed to represent you before any questioning if you wish. You can decide at any time to exercise these rights and not answer any questions.
Okay, I'm on foot, starting edge.
Any
I'm
statements. Okay?
The Miranda warning is read clearly and completely. This is crucial because anything Wars says after this point could be used against him in court, but only if he was properly advised of his rights. Notice how Wars' demeanor has completely changed now.
I'm not gonna give you guys a hard time.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna talk any further.
Okay.
You guys are doing the job. That's it. That's all.
Okay. Sounds fair.
Suddenly, the man who was arguing about his rights and refusing to cooperate is now saying he won't give them a hard time. It's amazing how finding massive amounts of drugs changes someone's attitude toward law enforcement. Let's talk about what Wars is facing legally. This isn't just about traffic violations anymore. The charges are serious. Possession of a controlled substance with the intent to deliver obstructing a peace officer, failure to signal illegal window tint, operating an uninsured vehicle. The intent to deliver a charge is particularly serious. When you're caught with large quantities of drugs like cocaine and fentanyl, prosecutors can argue you intended to sell them, which carries much harsher penalties than simple possession. The obstruction charge also adds to his problems. If Wars had simply cooperated with the lawful traffic stop, he might have faced only the minor traffic violations. Instead, his suspicious behavior and refusal to follow lawful orders led to the discovery of the drugs and additional felony charges. What do you think about this case? Was Wars's behavior suspicious enough to justify the search? Do you think the officers handled this professionally? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video if you found it interesting, and subscribe for more real police body cam footage with detailed analysis. Hit that notification bell so you never miss our latest uploads.